Okay, welcome back to another game between Zangy and Dork. Zangy is on purple. Can you explain what the players are doing right
Uh,
now?
Zangy's on what's more or less Death Shadow, except with this format's Death Shadow, so Hail of Oblivion. We're trying to get the life total, and then play Solar's Defense, giving Double Strike and Trample and Haste and whatnot. They can also do it just all on one card with Provoke the Gods as of a nasty kill.
Oh, they have all the combo pieces in hand already.
Meanwhile, Dork in Distress is on a white-black mid-rangey kind of plan. So after these, Pith Worlds and Key Blocks and in the graveyard, one of the cards that were hit by Valdez was Victor Cole's Vanguard, which is a pretty nice interactive value-y card.
Yep.
But they will have a lot of tools to try and prevent Zangy from killing them.
It seems like Dork is a bit threat light right now.
Yeah, definitely one of the kind of issues with playing these solely interactive cards with Key Block and Pithwelt is that sometimes you just draw up only that. A lot of, I suppose they sequenced a bit. Yeah, they just tried to fetch a swamp with Amber Hills, which kind of awkward.
Well then.
But even then, they are sequencing a bit weird because they won't be able to reprocess next turn since their fourth land is tapped. Feels like it's worth the 1 life to open that up.
Maybe they're just traumatized from last game where they lost a bunch of life from their lands.
Yeah, maybe just, I suppose it does let them keep up a Key Block and Bithwell, so argument there.
And they're getting a judge call, so wonderful. Anyways, that means we can catch up and talk about what the decks are doing, I guess.
I think both are pretty straightforward. I don't think we mentioned that Zangy is playing Fireweaver.
Yep, that's why they're on 80 cards.
Wait, hold on.
Fortunately, I can't bring up Fireweaver, but in case you don't know what that card does...
you can just go into the deck builder if you want.
Well, yeah, but then it's kind of annoying to switch between the deck builder and the actual game.
Yeah, Fireweaver grabs cards on the sideboard, but needs to... But in order for it to be a reasonable card, you need to be playing 80 cards. So
I'm sure I'll just look up Fireweaver. Yeah. This spell costs 2 less to cast if your starting deck contained at least 20 cards more than your minimum deck size. When it ETBs, you get to impulse fetch a red instant or sorcery from your board.
Yeah, so definitely one of the more powerful cards from the bonus sheet of 6 Diffusari, I think. So going back to the actual game, Pay Up is presumably going to be cast. Presumably going to be cast regardless of whether this is Dork fetches a swamp or not.
Yeah, I mean they can just fetch a plains instead. It helps them reprocess Oracle's Vanguard.
Yeah, though I mean they do have the 3 white sources already for the reprocess.
Yeah, so they're gonna rewind the fetch, I guess. At least that was the ED judge call to resolve.
Well, I presume that Pay Up names. What does Pay Up name here?
For both the gods.
Do you not want to name Herald straight up? Because you have the key block for the Provoke.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, maybe you just name Herald then.
Provoke Gods is particularly weak to counter magic because it is additional cost paying the life. And you're incentivized to go quite low.
Yeah.
In this deck especially, Herald wanting you to be at like 5 life or something to kill with Salvar's Defense is definitely very low and will leave you dead very quickly to basically anything with power.
Well, Dork is also taking damage from their land, so Zane might not have to go down to the full 5 life.
Yeah. I mean, I think you need 4 life to deal 20. So at the moment they need to go down to 5. Probably will only need to go down 6, but still very low. And I mean, Zhang has already successfully gotten down to 14 just by their mana base alone.
Yeah, and Dork is taking their time to fetch. What can they be thinking about?
I have to imagine they do just fetch the plains here. It decides to fetch Autic Mine. That having 3 pain lands in play seems pretty risky. I don't know what the point of Autic Mine over plains is there.
Yeah, maybe they saw their opponent's mana base and decide that 2 can play at that game.
Suppose so.
Anyways, okay, so Dork does name Provoke, which was my first instinct, but you've convinced me that Herald is better upon analysis.
It probably doesn't end up mattering too much.
Zane is going to give the treasure to Dork.
And that means that it was a successful pay up. And the treasure will give them the mana to reprocess next turn. but decent chance that even if Provoke was discarded, that the key block will answer this Fireweaver on this turn, and then Pithwell will answer the Herald.
Is Zane going to drop both? Do they have the right mana to do that? Okay, yeah, they do. So Zane can go down to 11 by using the lands, which makes Herald 3/3, right?
Which doesn't seem super worthwhile. Like you might want to wait on that.
But you're still going to shock yourself anyways because you want your life total to be as low as possible.
So decides to let this resolve. This is probably getting Pithwelt.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, the Pithwelt is burning a hole in your pocket. And you take 2 to Pithwelt. Not a great mana situation for Dork.
Definitely not.
Actually, why are they playing Desolate Dominion in their 2-color deck?
Because they're not 2 colored.
Wait, it'd
be my guess.
What's their red slash? Wait.
They actually just straight up.
Nope, they don't have any red cards.
Huh.
Is this like strictly for Urkel's Vanguard? There has to be better options, right?
I mean, yeah, you can just play one of the like. There's cons to talk your life gain lands in this format, right?
But like, they're not fetchable, right?
Does that matter?
You want something that's fetchable because why not, right? So you can just play a cycling land or something because those things are fetchable, I think.
Yeah, cycling land would be a good shout.
Anyway, they top deck Toddy, which I guess that's why they're like trying to kill themselves with their mana because that activates Toddy, I guess.
So why didn't they play Toddy though?
They're keeping up key block for Provoke the Gods.
You know what else starts Provoke the Gods? Toddy.
Wait, right. Okay, no, they're keeping up a cheap block for Valdez, I guess. Wait, what?
There's 2 Valdez. I mean, I guess they can play Toddy and hold up key block next turn, so it's not the biggest deal.
Like you're doubly sure that, or maybe they're trying to bait their opponent into playing a creature so that Toddy +1 actually does something.
I guess, but I mean, I feel like you're pretty happy just +2ing and then grabbing Profane MSA. I guess you don't have Polyp pools though, but like still.
So yep, the Toddy comes down in pluses, makes 2 creatures. Extremely annoying for the opponent.
Much less annoying considering, I guess Dork does actually have an answer to the Herald in Zangy's hand with the Vanguard and Graveyard.
So what's Inked Summoner do?
A lot of stuff. Basically, more life you lose, the bigger token you get on your end step.
How much life can Zangy lose this turn?
Well, if they want to go all out, they can lose 3 more, so 5. So Onk isn't going to be able to get a Golem, but can get a Cat with Death Touch.
Maybe you just want a flyer instead because of the Toddy?
Yeah, definitely possible. And you are kind of getting to the point that, like...
Wait, you can't fetch with Barren Desolation because Toddy is in play.
I mean, you can just pay for it, right?
But then that doesn't give you, that puts you down on mana.
Yeah, you can't, I guess you can't Herald and Summoner, but...
Does Zane know about the cheap block in Dork's hand? They might just go for end of turn Provoke if not.
Well, they can't because Toddy again.
Oh, right. I feel like that's something, like if I was playing this deck, I would have just not thought about that and then end of turn tried to Provoke and felt extremely stupid. Anyway, they're actually going to...
Yeah, so
they just...
Zangy forgets about Toddy.
But like, if they forgot about Toddy, then they should have been provoking, right? Because they have to win if they provoke.
Well, I mean, do they? I think they might know about the key block. I didn't quite catch the Valdez's at the start. But
Valdez does not have Menace, so Dork gets to chump the Valdez, and now they can plus Toddy for an effect again.
Yep.
Alternatively, Dork can just reprocess, get rid of the Cat and try to start swinging. I mean, Zangy's at 5. That's not a lot of life.
Yeah, but can you actually kill Zangy here through the Ink Summoner?
Not really, but I
mean, Vanguard off the top makes that quite a bit nicer, because you're also worried about this Hail of Oblivion in Zangy's hand.
I mean, what's the chances Zangy draws a Salvar's Defiance, right?
Well, I mean, even without a Salvar's Defiance, it's still 9/9.
It dies to Oracle's Vanguard just the same.
True. But if you only have 1 Vanguard, obviously drawing 1 off the top makes it a much easier decision. But if you had to reprocess it, then you wouldn't necessarily have an answer.
They take the Ink Summoner. Interesting choice.
I feel like Zangy doesn't actually have life gain, do they?
You're the one who has the deck list pulled up, right?
They have Shanjun's Command, Splendid Leap, yes.
Oh yeah, Splendid Leap. That card also exists.
But yeah, they don't have much life gain at all, so...
So they're just gonna die to attacks. Oh, well, no balls. Or, no, what? What's the saying? No guts, no glory?
Something like that. So Dork decides to preserve the Toddy, which I think is a mistake, because I think they know both the cards in Zangy's hand. Well, they just have lethal.
I mean, Toddy But Toddy prevents to provoke the gods. You don't know what provoke the gods
Oh.
could fetch.
Well, I mean, you do know what provoke can fetch,
Yes,
but
so that's why Toddy's still there. It's because it prevents the provoke for the combo pieces.
yeah, but don't you just have lethal? I mean, I guess you wait. So Zangy, okay, God. So Zangy can be put down to 1 with Vanguard on Herald.
Yes.
And if you let one of the creatures through, then Zangy would be dead, or rather, they need to replay this Valdez.
I think Dork just assumed that math is for attackers and didn't bother calculating.
Yeah, I am a bit surprised Zangy didn't replace the Valdez. Doesn't or
They're
they
holding
both
provoked gods.
but there's a Toddy in play.
Maybe they forgot again. I mean, maybe they think that sacking their own Valdez to just untap it doesn't feel like enough value or something.
I mean, I guess. I mean, they're not dead on board, but
okay, they
so
fetch out Profane Emissary, which is and
the Dork decides to play this very slowly, which I suppose is fair.
I mean, the opponent's the beatdown, right? Dork is the control.
Well, Zangy's on 5 life. Like, I'd be pretty darn on board with reprocessing this Vanguard and
maybe Dork just forgot that existed.
Also, yeah, Herald has flying. Like, now you're dead to a burn spell. I'm not.
Does Zangy have a burn spell?
I mean, they have 80 cards. I mean, Fireweaver fetches 1. They have Scorch and sideboard. I mean, Silver's Defiant, Splendid Leap.
Well, I mean, if Dork tried to tap out for Urkel's Vanguard, they would have died to the Herald Swing due to their land hitting them for so much damage.
Do they actually need to pay 3 for? They can sack the treasure and only take 2.
They need to pay 4 mana.
The second what?
Well, the Ostracizer Orb, that's a good top deck.
Yeah, but the thing is that they just sacked a mana source, so I mean, is Ostracizer Orb better than Vanguard?
No, but I think Dork just forgot that Vanguard existed.
I mean, I guess they can Toddy plus now for 2 life.
They can just grab Polyp Pools. Yeah, so there we go. There's Urkel's Vanguard coming down, I think. I'm assuming Dork planned this out perfectly.
Well, I mean, you can Ostracize Orb and keep up Key Block, but like, and I mean, Key Block does always start the Fireweaver fetch. But like,
Dork is gonna make tokens instead of gaining life. Okay. Actually, cheap block. Trying to cast cheap block puts you down to 1, right?
Which is fine.
It puts you down to 2 because you can tap Cloud Rock for colorless.
Okay, so now then they don't attack with Profane Emissary.
They're playing very passively because they're really afraid that if they try to overextend, the opponent's going to get them.
Well, but isn't attacking with Emissary safer?
Yes.
Because you don't die to a burn spell?
Maybe they don't want to trade off the Emissary?
I guess, but like, your opponent's on 5 again. Like, and you know that your opponent is ticking towards this Provoke the Gods. I mean, granted, you do have counter spells for it, but
I think Dork is just trying to trick Zhang into paying for their own Provoke.
So Conspiracy doesn't matter too much here.
It gets rid of the cheap block, one of them, assuming that Dork doesn't try to win next turn.
Does Dork just have lethal next turn?
None of them have flying.
No, just Vanguard Swing. I guess not, right? 3, because the gnomes just get through.
Yeah, chomp, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's only 3. And then if you do that, then Ink Summoner comes back.
Yeah, so you'd probably Vanguard kill the cat and swing with Emissary and pass. I guess up to Toddy first. It does seem like Zangy doesn't know about the key block.
I mean, why would they know? It's been how many turns already?
Yeah, but they did Valdez turn 1 and turn 2.
Oh, what?
Huh?
Okay, good. Actually, even using cheap block there isn't a horrible play because Zane still can't provoke the gods with 5 mana.
Yeah, wait, so
it's not a losing play.
Block? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter too much, but still
Nebula. Wait, how many basics does Dork run again?
2.
How many fetches do they run?
At least a couple.
How many ways do they have of getting a basic into play?
2 Wayfarer Shrines, and then it's like 7 Shock Patches.
Is that less or more than usual?
Because
like they're hurting themselves a lot with these Arctic mines.
It's less than normal, but I think most people also only play 1 pain duel.
Okay, so I guess they're just getting bad draws, or I guess they're getting other painful lands.
It's like 2 or 3 less than normal. But I mean, the stuff that's not basics is generally like not painful, or like on Nebula and stuff. They'll only hit you once. Like utility lands and stuff.
Zane makes it through the turn again. Dork does not do anything.
I mean,
only have 2 cheap blocks.
Like, as long as saying he doesn't draw anything, I suppose Dork isn't dying. It does, and I mean, Dork does have at least some amount of stuff going on, because next gen they will be able to Vanguard reprocess plus keep a key block, and that should hopefully incentivize the attack.
Yeah, like hopefully end the game because this game has gone. This game is way overdue.
It does definitely feel like Dork could have won a couple turns ago.
I mean, at least Dork isn't getting punished for their mistakes. Although I guess that's a bad thing for Zang.
I mean, granted, there's not that many draws in that Zang's deck would punish them, but
I mean, if they can get Toddy off the table, then that's pretty nice.
yeah. Though I mean, like key block will always stop at least Serval's defense.
They can finally provoke the gods and pay for the Toddy tax.
But they cannot pay for the key block tax.
They just pass. Yep. Somehow we have a board style right now.
Well, we don't because of the Vanguard and Graveyard, but
neither player are attacking. That's a board stall.
Oh, okay, so hopefully it should be broken in this turn. And players like can attack. I mean, Zangy can't because they're losing, but Dork definitely can.
Dork is fetching with Purple Emissary. Getting it. Oh, wait, can they even cast that without dying?
Huh?
Okay, they can. Wait, they have to go down to 1 to cast this thing, right?
No, they can use a Cloud Rock.
Oh, right. So they can.
And also like a Toddy.
Okay, I think the game's over now. Like, you sack.
But what are you sacking?
Toddy. Wait. Good question. Why is Noma 1 in this deck again?
I mean, Noma 1 is a good card, but like I'm not quite seeing what's fetched here because you can't sack a token. So sack itself.
Wait, it can sack itself? It's not another?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I always thought it was another. Why can't it sack itself again?
I don't know, but it definitely comes up a lot when you have like when I was playing Jund sketches, that kind of turn 1 Dork, turn 2 Numerwang, kill the 2-drop kind of line was pretty reasonable. Also, especially when you're playing like 4, you often sack itself to like avoid legend ruling.
Right. This is a very conservative attack.
I think this is right.
Your opponent has a provoke in hand, right?
Yeah, but you have key block. You
can just swing out and your opponent's kind of just dead, right?
You need to have lethal next turn.
What do you mean? Like, did your opponent have enough blockers to not die? Right, they can just take 3.
They have Vanguard and Graveyard.
Okay.
So here's Provoke, and here's the key block.
Yay, it's finally happening.
I think technically you pay for Toddy on Resolution, I think. So you can actually pay for this counterspell, technically, but obviously Provoke would not do anything.
So Zane just needs to top deck Provoke again, I think. Or actually just a Fireweaver. Like Fireweaver's Shattered Psyche. Well, there's step 1. Does Zane play Shattered Psyche?
I do not know. They do not.
Oh, that's disappointing. They don't have a combo kill with Fireweaver. So close yet so far. Oh, what? Huh. Wait, does this do it?
Well, I can Salvaz the Valdez.
I mean, he has Menace, so I don't think that affects anything, but you also get to draw a card off that, I guess.
Oh, it's a Herald.
Well, that's the completely wrong order to draw those cards in.
So Dork needs to sack all the gnomes, not die. I guess they can sack the Vanguard too if they want, but probably not worthwhile.
So suddenly the game's even again, I guess?
Maybe? I guess it is.
Like, they're not going to kill Valdez, right? Because it's double strike, so it can just kill all the gnomes in one go.
Well, no, it dies to Salvaz.
Oh, right. So then you play Herald, it gets removed? Wait, what?
So sacking Vanguard to what has wait, no?
Oh. It's not Splendid Leap. Splendid Leap would be really good here, but unfortunately it's not Splendid Leap.
Yeah, Herald just has flying for some reason.
Order blockers. Oh.
So I think so. Maybe Dork needed to block the Vanguard because the mana situation's awful.
Right, they can't reprocess without losing life, but they can just plus Toddy, right? Like they always have 2 life in their back pocket.
Yeah, I'm just thinking how you play this because you can plus Toddy, but you also want a minus for the Profanium size.
If you minus Toddy, you just die to Herald, right?
No, you reprocess the Vanguard and Graveyard.
The reprocess, get rid of Herald, you minus Toddy, grab Profane Emissary.
And then you have Fireweaver and Summoner versus MSEM and Vanguard.
Yeah, I guess that's probably a good board to play. Do I go down to 3? 9. Yep. Well, let's see what Dork top decks.
So How much damage do they need to take to reprocess Vanguard?
2 or
Two?
1. Actually, 1, 2. Right, 2. Yeah, because they need triple
Yeah,
white.
Polyp's not adding white.
They can plus tally to let Polyp to add white.
Oh yeah, +1. Maybe that's better than fetching MSA.
Maybe you can minus tally to fetch a white creature.
No, the MSA is only 2-drop in the deck, I think.
Oh, right.
Because they're on Centurion or whatever.
So what's Dork thinking about right now? Oh, okay. All right, let's get the game going. Come on, guys, hurry up. There's no slow play, or nobody has called for slow play yet, but like it's already almost 40 minutes, and it's only game 1.
And
Oh,
the clarifying stuff. Wait, what?
wait, what?
Did I just forget about Vanguard?
I guess. I mean, that's my only explanation, right?
They had 2 blockers, at least 2. Toddy +1.
Was saying empty-handed.
Yeah, Zangy was empty-handed, right?
I guess they had Valdez floating in adventure.
Yeah, I guess, but you have 2 Vanguards in graveyard, and Toddy's gonna give you life to use your lands.
That felt premature, which is also something that I've said during Dork's other game, where they prematurely conceded against blue-white Juju pools, even though they had a superior board, just because the Juju pools player managed to stabilize, or at least not even. I guess yes, the board was kind of even.
Yeah, they've definitely missed winning or conceded while they still had winning lines in the past.
It seems like both players have already finished sideboarding, or I guess Dork has finished sideboarding.
So Dork, I can't imagine what Afterlife takes it to do. Sigil Radiance doesn't seem like it has that much going on.
Bring in sealed work. Bring in B-block. Bring in Vanguard. Bring in Ostracizer Warp. Just bring in more removal.
Yeah, they do need to take stuff out, and their main deck is does feel pretty well suited for this matchup. I already have 3 Ostracizers Orbs main deck. I'm not sure if you want the 4th.
And both players have already they've gone to game 2. And
speaking of Ostracizer Orbs,
I mean, so this hand looks very annoying for any opponent that is remotely aggressive.
Yep, looks like a full house for Dork.
Is this a full house? Oh, I mean,
yeah, 2 Toddies.
Do 7-card hands have full houses?
Yeah, in poker you always have a theoretical 7-card hand, but you just choose 5.
What's the 7-card full house called then? Like full house is 5 cards, right?
Well, so in poker you have 2 cards in hand.
Okay.
Your personal cards, and then you have the 5 cards on the table, right?
Right.
And what you do is you pick the best 5 of those. At least in Texas Hold'em.
Okay. Wait, why are we talking about poker when we're playing Magic? Like, this is not a gambling game.
I mean, packs exist. So Valdez is a pretty exceptional draw from Zangy.
Unfortunately, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah, if it ends high, it does maybe do something, but low is low is clarity.
Hey, what's the chances of drawing 3 Ostracizer Orbs in the opener?
With like just 3 in the deck or all 4?
Oh, I'm assuming it's all 4.
Let me think on that a little bit.
And while you do, I guess early game isn't very exciting because they can't play Fireweaver, or they can just play Conspiracy and pass, and that's what they do. They probably really wishes that they named high so they could have snagged the Toddy. Actually, yeah, maybe they should have just gone for Conspiracy turn 1 because they get a look at Dork's hand and then they get to Valdez.
Yeah, so it's actually it's sub 1% as you might expect to have 3 orbs. But if you do have like all for 1 deck, then it is actually like almost 0.5%. Almost, it's like I'm estimating it to be like 0.4%. Isn't that low? Still a little bit.
Yeah. Well, there's Toddy.
So does Zangy have Sea of Flesh? The question.
Wait, they're not going to fetch with Barren Desolation. That's a misplay. And
Zangy does not have Sea of Flesh.
And now Zangy has to beg for mercy from the opponent.
Yeah, so Zangy does not have Sea of Flesh.
What do they even have then if they're running Fireweaver?
They have some interesting choices. You have Meadowmont, you have Beat and Batter, which is an interesting choice. Skullcrack, Heroic the Gods, as you might expect, Salvar's Defiance, as we saw in Game 1, Sheldran's Raid, Scorch, and then Ferrotron is an interesting card as well.
I don't know Shattered Psyche. I mean, Shattered Psyche does come with Herald of Oblivion, right? Because it's kind of like a double strike.
Kind of, but I mean, you can also just grab Salvar's Defiance.
Yeah, but like on the off chance that you decide to grab Shattered Psyche instead. Oh, I guess Dork let Zangy have the fetch.
Yep. So conspiracy. Do you take the second toddy?
Of course, like,
Like, are you ever killing the first toddy?
does the orbs do anything?
I mean,
You don't have a board.
I guess that's fair, but I mean, the second toddy might not do anything either.
Second toddy is way more threatening than the second orb, I think. Because with the second orb, at least you know that your opponent had a reactive card instead of a proactive card.
Yeah, but you do need to kill the first toddy for the second to be relevant.
Or Dork can just like minus toddy and then play another toddy, and then plus toddy again, and then minus toddy
That's
again next
fair
turn.
enough.
Like, that's kind of scary. Well,
No, I just
So,
imagine it's plus here, right?
no, you minus because you have nothing else to do.
I mean, but you're minusing for.
Well, Emissary, I mean, that's a good card. What else are you going to do?
I mean, you only have one toddy. Like,
Is toddy going to die?
and you know your opponent does have burn, right?
Right.
So like, and I guess if they burn the toddy, they can't burn the profane emissary, I guess.
Exactly. I mean, like, what else are you going to do? Plus toddy and then do nothing with your two
Yes.
ostracizer orbs in hand?
Yes.
Wait, really?
I mean,
Okay, they're going to fetch.
yeah, making toddy unkillable is definitely valuable. I mean, I don't think Zang can actually kill a toddy on like 12 loyalty or whatever. I don't think they have a chance to.
Cragbound Crusher.
And this is okay.
Upkeep
So decides to go for Shanjuns.
Sandrine's
Which
stack search? No, wait, that doesn't work.
your toddy gets in the way of the search.
Stack and gain. So, I mean, it prevents the profane emissary from fetching pull-up pools and sets Dork back to doing nothing turn after turn.
I mean, I think you want to be doing that on draw step, right? I think
why?
you want Dork to fetch pull-up pools.
Actually, yeah, good point. Or maybe Dork is taking a lot of damage from their lands.
I guess to be fair, Numa Wang is a potential fetch.
Yeah, and actually
that you don't want
Dork
to see
do stuff.
Melee doesn't do very much, but it does do stuff.
It's a creature that gets big. That's like better than 50% of the cards that they could have drawn. Or I guess, how many lands are left in your deck?
20, I think now.
Yeah, so it's better than like 20% of the cards that they could draw. Or one else, 33%, right? Yeah.
Well, it's a lot more. Because I mean, even at the start of the game, it's pretty high.
So it's a pretty weird game. This game, because both players are drawing cards that are only good in certain situations, and those situations aren't coming up.
Well, I mean, the Fireweaver. Wait, what's happening, Valdez?
Yeah.
I don't understand why this Fireweaver isn't killing toddy. I guess they're saving it for Cragbound, plus they self-art it, I guess.
They just gain life off Sandrine's command. Like, are they getting crowd? Are they going to get Cragbound?
Granted, there wasn't anything better to do with it. I guess they could exile the profane emissary.
I mean, that's actually usable, or that's actually useful because the opponent does play Diablo Wall.
Yeah, but it's not great.
Wait, what just happened?
Legitimate establishment is cracked.
Why?
Turns out it wasn't as legitimate. They don't
have
anything to do.
Right. They don't need the mana. Well, there's natural polyp pools.
Valdez is a pretty good draw here.
Yeah, you get to play Valdez. You name Pi probably.
And I think Crusher is probably the highest mana value in Zangy's hand. But just low it.
Is it like is it actually the most expensive card in the format?
17 mana is a lot, yeah. I mean, is it the most expensive? Is it more expensive than anything in Canon?
Doesn't Canon have like a 20 cost thing or an 18 cost thing with Draco or something?
I thought Draco was 16.
Was it? Can you do the research? Because I'm recording the game right now.
Draco was 16.
Wait, 15?
16.
Oh, 16.
16 mana and 9/9 fire. And 2 less per domain.
And wait, did Dork not name? Dork didn't name yet. Oh, yeah. So Dork gets to play a Thoughtseize for free because they kind of screwed up their.
Well, not a Thoughtseize because it can't take this Fireweaver. That would be very illegal. They failed that somehow took this Fireweaver. But yeah, Zangy is allowed to show their opponent their hand.
Oh yeah, right. I remember that. You can review your hand at any time. You can just do it. Just like drop your hand for dominance. It sets an assertion of dominance. Like your opponent plays Valdez, you just show them your hand before they name.
So imagine Crusher is the take here. Oh wait, lowest. I mean, I guess Crusher's not active anytime soon, but
what did Strength of Purpose do again?
It's a protection spell.
Why does Dork have any instant speed interaction that can hit the things that need to be instant speed interacted with?
I mean, it stops ostracizer orb.
Right.
It's only have the Valdez Mew match. Thought he was plus, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, Prix nerf Valdez traded with each other. Post nerf Valdez bounce off each other now. Well, we're gonna see an even more Valdez-y mirror match because they just drew another Valdez. Although I think they're just gonna play Unraveled Fireweaver.
And I mean, if they keep hitting the land drops like they are now, they will eventually be able to hardcast 17 mana card. 17. It is coming. This is one of the upsides of playing Fireweaver is that you have a lot more mana producing lands. But like normal decks can't even get up to 17 mana. Zangy thought ahead.
I don't think Zangy can get up to 17 mana either. Like the land ratio is still the same, right?
Well, no, you have more actual mana producing lands, less fetches.
Oh, right.
Competitively.
Right.
So that means Zangy's on what? 8 is 12. They're not on Wayfair Shrine. Interesting. I guess that's fair. They're only on 12 fetches. So they have 19 mana producing lands.
Well, they're dropping Fireweaver now. What can they even fetch that would be good for them here? Oh, well,
I mean,
yeah, makes sense.
Have mana to pay for Toddy.
Not enough for a cheap block, though.
But fortunately, they know Dork doesn't have a key block, I believe.
But what if they top decked one?
Well, they didn't, so...
Toddy can +1 to make some creature tokens, or -4 to fetch another Profane Emissary. I think Dork is probably -4ing right now.
Yeah, surprisingly they don't have any more Toddy targets post-board, so yeah, it is just Profane Emissary.
Also, I like how Zangy swung out with Valdez because they want to get their life total down by enticing the opponent to swing with their Valdez. Actually, wait, Valdez is Valdez is active right now for Dork.
It's not a 5-3 though. It was a while back.
Actually, it was a 5-4 a little while back, right?
So what? It was originally 5-3 haste, and then what? 4th? Was it ever?
Okay.
Wait, was Valdez actually ever a 5-4? Hold on.
Okay, so I think originally it was a 5-3 haste menace when it was active, which is for 4 mana with an adventure. So as you can imagine, that card was very powerful.
What was it changed to? It's changed twice.
Oh, it got changed to 5-4 with menace when it was active, but no haste. But still with an adventure.
Okay, yeah. So it was yeah. So it just got a power nerf from base as well as a toughness nerf from the bonus. Yeah, 5-4 to 4-3.
And somehow it's still super playable.
I mean, yeah.
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 Man.
You're playing it for the Discord, obviously.
Man, original Valdez was super overtuned.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't even think it was that much of an issue when it was a 5-4. Like, there's a lot of games that the adventure just didn't really matter. Obviously very good, and obviously still very good, but...
Anyways, Zane's still deciding on how much life to pay for the Provoke the Gods. What are your suggestions?
Imagine going down to like 8 here, 7.
Go down to 5 to like get Cragbound down to 2 mana.
Yeah, the problem is that you die sometimes.
To what? Your opponent's not going to get another turn.
Oh, no, this is on Zangy's turn.
Oh, wait, what? Why are they provoking on their turn?
You don't have keep block.
But, like, you could just do it on your opponent's upkeep.
I guess. I mean, maybe most ends up being the same.
Kind of disappointing that they can't also get Ink Summer down, because this would have been a really good Ink Summoner turn. You get the 6 life mode of Ink Summoner. So how long has it been since Zangy put Provoke the Gods onto the stack? I guess it's not even on the stack yet, but Zangy just revealed the card and then are just...
Almost as long as it takes for you to resolve to put your first spell in the stack in 8 stack.
Hey, actually, no, the first spell, usually the first spell is...
5 or 6 minutes, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Did I guess correctly? 7 or 8. So this does open up Zangy to discard a little bit. Does avoid the key block, but do need to worry about potential Valdez's or whatnot.
I think your Valdez targets are kind of well insulated because they can't get rid of both Cragbound Crusher and Herald of Oblivion.
Yeah, it's fair if they do grab Herald and Salvars, then Salvars is safe and that's your important card. And then Crusher will cost 4, so that will be all good and dandy. So it does seem like Dork needs to draw specifically key block here to stop the Salvars defense. Splendid Leap.
Wait,
Strength
what?
and Purpose.
I mean, Splendid Leap is basically a Salvar's Defiance, right?
Doesn't give haste.
Cragbound Crusher doesn't have haste, right? Like, I'm not...
No.
Okay, good. I was thinking if it did have haste, then...
So if Dork draws the 4th Ostracizer Orb, no, I guess they don't actually win. Because Valdez is a 2-3 at the moment. but this game does seem pretty over.
What's the record right now? Because I already forgotten since it's been so long since game 1.
Zangy's up a game.
Right. Dwight completely threw their game 1.
Definitely didn't play terribly aggressively. Game 1.
And I mean, also they completely forgot about the reprocess and they conceded even though they kind of still had lines. And okay, so they're connecting.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
So I don't think this attack is. I feel like you ostracize it all before attacks here, right? If you're doing this.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, by the way, next, do you know which game we're commentating right now?
The Zangy Dork
Yeah, are you also in that game?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, good. So what do you think about what's happened so far?
I just got here. It's been an hour in, it looks like.
So this
looks
is
like
game.
Profane, a missionary is continuing to be a broken card, and that's all I see so far.
Well, admittedly, the MSEMs are die, and DorkID is probably going to die within the next couple turn cycles.
They're 20 life. They can totally get through like none of Zane's things have haste because they didn't fetch anything with haste.
Turn cycles. Relevantly, Strength of Purpose will block this ostracize orb.
Game 3?
Game 2.
It's game 2.
Zany won the first game.
Yeah, so if Zane wins this game, then we don't have to sit through a game 3.
Let's go with Valdez. Okay.
I mean, why not? You just get right. Get rid of the bigger thing.
Yeah, Valdez is also not having 4 power at the moment, which I think Dork is realizing, which makes this attack significantly less scary.
Wait, what? Right. Did they already activate Toddy?
They did, yes.
Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, so here you ostracize the orb to unrivaled Fireweaver because, I mean, what else are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, Dork seems pretty dead. If you're gonna ostracize the orb, you definitely do it pre-combat, so your MSA doesn't die. Because relevantly, with what Zangy fetch, not that Dork knows this, but Numo Wong does get around Strength of Purpose. So if you ostracize the orb, the Valdez swung in, you're threatening 6 damage. Then he probably ends up jumping the Profane MSA, and then Profane MSA can fetch. Well, I guess that's just threatening lethal, right?
Right.
Why did they not do that pre-combat?
Because they forgot.
Well, yeah, it definitely seems like a bit of error.
It looks like a Crusher's coming down pretty quick.
Well, look, Dork can always top deck a Yomo Wand, right? Like that's how you're gonna win this.
Well, not if Zangy just plays with Ink Summoner.
Well, if they play that, then they can still keep up Strength and Purpose.
Yep.
You can always top deck 2 Yomo Wands. Like you have enough mana to cast them.
Yeah, but how are you getting 2 Numo Wands?
I don't know, like sneaking an extra card during the draw step.
Well, you won't die in 1 hit.
No, you will. They have Splendid Leap.
Yeah, it'll die in 2 hits, both on the same combat turn, because Splendid Leap.
Splendid Leap is flying double strike. They'll bring him down to 2, right?
Oh, true. They're at 24.
Wait,
geez.
What? Huh?
Or 4.
Okay, but like, how are you gonna get through 20 life?
Don't worry about that part. I'll worry about that when you get there.
Okay, so Zane did not play around Yomo Wand, so Dork can always top deck Yomo. Oh wait, Dork already drew. Okay.
One more chance next turn.
Yeah, what were the chances that Dork drew Yomo Wand there?
Splendid Leap, they'll lifesteal for 20. It's fine. You can just get through it.
I mean, immediately life totals are kind of fake in this matchup. Like, because if Zane does gain 20, then they can't play a future Cragbrand Crusher.
Right.
So, or Hill of Oblivion. It actually does turn off a lot of their cards.
Does not turn off Ink Summoner. In fact, it makes Ink Summoner better because you can actually start paying life now.
Well, no, but the thing is that all the lands are turned off already.
Right.
Like, so how are they enabling Ink Summoner? It's just a bad Stormcrow.
Dork is thinking about attacking.
I think they might actually attack just so they can get the +1 on Toddy.
Wait, that's
actually not bad.
Wait.
Oh no, that's
Dork forgot about their Toddy activation. This is not the first time they did that in this tournament or in just GP, but it seems like wrong click. Okay, good. It's just an interface error. We'll have to start questioning.
It's maybe the -4 can grab something.
Yeah, the -4 can grab a Profane MSA, which will help them get more Numo Wands.
Wait, if they get whacked by Cragman Crusher, I don't think they can start fetching Numo Wands anymore after Profane MS series.
Well, no, they go down to 20. They go down 4, so they have 3 life.
Okay, so here's what you have to do as Dork. You have to convince Zane to play the Ink Summoner pre-combat. Okay, that's not gonna do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're fine though. Nyx has correctly observed that they are 24. They still have another draw step. This is actually good, if anything,
Yep.
because now you can counter the Ink Summoner.
Wait, okay, right. So
Which is additional. Well, like Valdez is a perfectly valid play here because it's bigger than the Ink Summoner.
okay. Well, there goes normal one isn't out.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Dork does miss the Numo Long out.
I mean, it's not super obvious, right? Like, Dork. Actually, no, wait. Dork's the one who built this deck. Never mind. They should be familiar with how this deck plays.
Yeah, I mean, like, the demons are kind of like, yeah, you play them because everyone else plays them.
That's not good.
Purple. What's 17 minus? Or that's 50, yeah. What's 17 minus 3?
About 14,
Okay.
approximately.
Yeah. So sorry about the misplays. Wait, what misplays did Zangy do?
Definitely maybe could have played a bit cleaner into like Numo Wang or something. Definitely could have played cleaner, but I don't think they made any errors that really mattered all that much. Dork definitely at least seemed to have been able to win the game one.
All right, time to go to get replays. Which game should I open?
Game one. I don't think there's too much to say about game two.
Yeah. So game one. Yeah. We have 2 Urkel's Vanguard in the yard, and Dork concedes.
Yeah, I mean, there's that at the end, but I think more practically, if we look at which turn is this? An easy way to get timestamps.
No. Just like percentages across the percentage bar across the bottom.
About halfway through.
Okay, good to know.
After the like Citadel type action line in the middle, you have a peak, and then you have like a little castle, and then another peak.
Okay, right? Good to know.
Dork has 2 key blocks in hand and Arctic Mine.
Yes.
I mean, even here, Dork decided not to attack, right?
Yeah.
Which feels a bit weird. So because they just went toddy down tick and pass. But if they just, played the Arctic Mine and then reprocessed the Vanguard, exiled the Herald, and swung with their Vanguard, I mean, saying that too, like the toddy tokens probably just kill them.
Yeah.
Dork is at a healthy life total. Have key block up even. Not that Provoke the Gods matters because, well, I think Zane just wins on the following turn. It's at 2 life. They have 4 creatures to 2, and that's going to be lethal. This is also the turn. Admittedly, Zangy did allow this a little bit by not replaying their Valdez to untap it. Because this was, of course, all on board. Zang was fully aware of the Vanguard and Graveyard.
Right.
Well, so definitely, I think that was probably like the largest thing. I mean, at the end of the game, they're at least like, I don't necessarily know if they win, right? My rock race is messed up, so I can't go to that place, but they seemed like even there, and there was definitely a bit of a top tech war, if I'm remembering correctly.
Well, sort of, but they had Oracle's Vanguard in yards, and they didn't reprocess them, so I'm going to keep bringing that up.
Yeah, you definitely does feel like you're playing Vanguard to reprocess it, so not doing so is a bit of a weird thing. Otherwise, why aren't you playing cards like Heraldry or other triple white cards like that?
Yeah.
But not to dwell on it too much. But definitely taking the aggressive line in cases where it doesn't even look like you're able to take the aggressive line, but go for the throat, go and kill your opponent, commit murder, and all that. Good stuff.
If your opponent likes to go down, if your opponent likes to lose life so much, then make them lose all of it.
Yeah. Best defense is a good offense and all that. I think that's enough from us.
Yep.